Ready to do it?
County Court at Law number 2 is in session. The Honorable Mike Denton presiding.
Hello, everybody. There's a little bit of reverberation. I will try to do this slower, hopefully control that. I'm going to call County Court 2 docket, and then I will call County Court at Law 8 docket. All right. Brittany Bright, I know that you're here. I saw you. Ms. Bright, I'm going to check you in. I don't see your lawyer signed in yet. Mr. Canchola, I believe I saw you also. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will check you in and we'll wait on your attorney. Ms. Casas, I believe you're here and I know your lawyer is signed in.
Yes, Judge, we're present and ready.
Okay. Are you going to be speaking to the prosecutor first or what are we doing?
Judge, we completed plea paperwork on May 11th for an obstruction plea, so everything should be ready to move forward today.
For plea then? Am I hearing
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, we'll do that as soon as everybody's ready and docket's over. Robert Merchant. Mr. Merchant, are you here? Okay, Counsel Priest, are you here? All right. And Julie Herrera? Ms. Herrera? Yes. Ma'am, I see you're here. Hello, ma'am. I will check you off as here. Have you seen your attorney, Mr. Roundtree?
He said he
Yeah.
was going to be running late a little bit.
Okay. We'll wait on him. And then Christine Rivas. Ms. Rivas, are you here? All right. Very quickly then, let me call these two names one more time. Robert Merchant. Are you here, sir?
Morning, can somebody please try talking?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. It sounds a lot better than it did a moment ago. Thank you for that.
No problem, Judge.
The microphone, okay.
Okay, it sounds, there's no reverberation, so I think we're there.
I think we're good. And so everybody can hear us fine?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
You're good.
Thank you, and I apologize for those horrible acoustics a moment ago. Real quick, again, is Robert Merchant present? Mr. Merchant, are you here? How about Christine Nicole Rivas? Ms. Rivas, are you present? All right,
Yes, I'm present.
okay, all right, Ms. Rivas, I'll check you in. I'm going to move to the Court 8 docket. First, Cecilio Hernandez Navarre.
Good morning, Your Honor. That's my client. I filed a motion to continue last week. He is in Puerto Rico. That's where he lives and works. He was not able to arrange for travel. I would urge my motion to continue, but understand this. Pretty late hour.
Okay. I don't have, let me check on what would normally happen in that court, okay? All right. And then also Jamie Lynn Georges. Jamie Lynn Georges, are you here? Is Georges? No. Is counsel here? James Olterdorf? I apologize for mispronouncing that. No. Court 8, you can tell me what you need me to do on that. I didn't get a response from counsel or defendant. You want me to wait for a little bit? As people are coming from 8 to 2, we could be a little. All right. Robert Merchant, are you here? Mr. Merchant? Okay. And I'm gonna need some help, I think, putting lawyers and the prosecutor in. You look like you want to get back up to the computer. You can.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna do invites and put everybody in breakout rooms to let you talk to prosecutor, and then I'll proceed on police whenever you're ready.
I believe Marina's gonna be helping.
Okay. All right. Ms. Martinez, do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
Judge, no, our plea paperwork was already done, and I spoke to
Okay.
Ms. Ling yesterday, and I believe the paperwork should have been redirected from,
Okay. All right. Let me see if, do we have that, ma'am? Okay. I signed about everything that was sent my way yesterday afternoon. So if it was sent to me, I signed it. I'm just waiting for the paperwork and then we'll do this. Ms. Martinez, while I'm waiting, could you tell me what the plea is on that matter?
this Judge, it's going to be, the state's gonna proceed on count 2 obstruction of a highway. My understanding, it's gonna be a $500 fine plus court cost. 12 months of deferred adjudication probation. The DWI education. I believe they do U impact instead of the dip. Ignition interlock for half the term. TAP evaluation and 48 hours of community service.
48 hours?
Yes, 4-8.
48, okay. All right, we just had, they're running into another room to see if they can find the paperwork. As soon as we get it, we'll get you and your client down the road, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. I believe since we did it May 11th, that the Adobe sign may have been directed into Judge's box instead. And I spoke to Ms. Linghan yesterday, and I think they were going to ask that that be redirected. So that should be somewhere. Thing, did we get that redirected from Brett to?
I asked him to, he's getting situated in new court also. So,
Can we email him and make sure he did?
I already did yesterday. I mean,
I'll text him right now. Thank you.
okay.
Well, we're waiting on the paperwork to help on this plea. Can I help any of you counsel for with anything? Not yet? All right.
Well, not in the company.
For Ms. Casas,
Yes.
I can print out the paperwork that was submitted by Greg. Would you mind signing with ink or with pen? I think that might be easier than having to direct.
Sure, I'll sign it.
And then for them to see paperwork, you can share your.
So we're just gonna print it out and then I'll sign. Okay. All right, we're almost there, man.
Will you be needing the file, Judge?
I'm sorry. No, I'll just sign the papers. Thank you. All right. Ms. Martinez, are you ready with Ms. Casas?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready. President.
Okay. Ms. Casas, if you'll unmute yourself as well, let's go on the record. This is 679-948. This is State versus Ms. Lauren Casas. Ma'am, you were originally charged with driving while intoxicated, but your lawyer has been able to convince the prosecutors to instead proceed on obstructing a passageway. Is that what you think you were doing today? All right. To the offense of obstructing a passageway, how do you plead, ma'am? All right, ma'am, I accept your plea
You
of
got-
guilty. I'm sorry. Yes.
Sorry.
I'm not sure if she was talking to you or me, but we both will. How about that?
No.
All right, ma'am. I will accept your plea of guilty. However, I'm not going to find you guilty at this time. Instead, I'm going to place you on deferred adjudication. I know you have a good lawyer who's explained that, but let me tell you that from where you stand, it will feel just like being on probation. You will have all the kind of conditions that a probationer would have. What's different is the outcome. If you are successful in this program, you will not be convicted at the end of the period. However, if you were to be revoked or adjudicated, you could be sentenced up to the full sentence on obstructing a passageway. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then the conditions for this will be a $500 fine, 48 hours of community service restitution. You must do the counseling that is ordered and undergo the tape evaluation. It's an evaluation about substance abuse. You must maintain the interlock device on your vehicle for 6 months. This period will last for 12 months. The deferred adjudication will last for 12 months. And I believe those are all the conditions. Is that right, counsel?
Yes, Judge, the $500 fine, did the court mention that?
Yes, ma'am. If I didn't, I meant to. All right, then.
And Judge, if I may address the court in reference to the community service hours.
Please.
Casas is, she works as a server at Guillermo's restaurant and she makes $2.15 an hour plus tips. So she's also going to school for her real estate license. So we're asking the court to allow her in lieu of performing those hours to pay those hours out. And to consider a reduction in the supervisory fee, Judge.
So what are you asking on that supervisory fee, ma'am?
Judge, if the court can reduce that to, I know that the court normally sets a $60 fee, but if the court could do anything lower than that, being her financial condition, I would ask for $25 a month.
Okay, I've done that. All right, and I'm not sure I heard everything on the CSR, but if that's what we call in another county a buyback, is that what you're saying?
Yes, if she could buy them out, Your Honor.
Okay, I would certainly agree to that. Anything else we need to do then?
Judge, I don't know if the court normally sets a rate at which she's allowed to buy those back. So I guess it would be, and I guess the coordinator can tell us that because I don't know if judge sets an hourly rate to buy those out.
I'm going to ask the prosecutor, is there a normal rate or does the probation department work that out with them?
If it's to buy out community service restitution, given Ms. Casas' financial situation, the state is not opposed to it being set at, minimum wage. I think it's $7.25, $7.35 an hour.
Okay.
No objection.
That's acceptable to everybody. That's what we'll do. Thank you all. Ms. Casas, subject to your attorney, you're free to leave then. Thank you. Thank you both. And I think we filled out the paperwork, right? Yes, sir.
I'm in trial in impact court.
Which one are we talking about, sir?
It'll be Jaime George's.
Yes, sir.
So. this is starting for 9:30.
Okay, is this the one where I signed the continuance yesterday?
I haven't approached it. I haven't given it my client. I probably should answer it.
Oh, wrong case. Somebody submitted they said they were in trial and, okay, I misunderstood. So you're telling me Miss George's is a default,
Well, maybe one to dismiss it, look like us. I tried that already.
Well, Miss George didn't answer, so state what's your pleasure.
Let me see if I can grab-
Yeah, if you can find her, that's
Yeah, I was
fine.
pretty tied up the last 2 days. I was down there yesterday, we sorted through all the impact court cases. My guy's been in jail 2 years, and he popped at the top, and then the judge said, we'll start in the morning. So that's right. It's really all day. So-
Okay, well,
so I-
let me ask,
all
how much time, since I'm the substitute teacher, how much time?
That's no longer than the end of the week. I mean, I think I'll be in trial for 2 days. It's a brand new case. We're all trying to figure out the statute. It's called unlawfully carried by, it's not a felon in possession, but it's raised up to a second. I've never seen it. This is my first time. It just happened apparently like January. He's charged with unlawfully carrying as a felon, but as a second. So I don't quite understand, but the indictment's there. Read it. If there's anybody who wants to.
Well, let me ask state that, I mean, since this is not my court, this is something, and I'm trying to repeat back what I think I'm hearing. I'm gonna forfeit their bond today, but but it won't go through for a week while you try to find them. Is that essentially what we're doing? Prosecutors, that sound right?
The state has no objection, Judge.
Okay, what would normally happen in your court? Let me put it that way. Let me be more direct.
The warrant would go out right now.
All right.
Let's don't do what normally happens in this court.
No.
She needs to tell you, there's not anything that happens.
Once I heard the lawyer words, I knew what was going
No,
on.
I mean, I'm not kidding. This is a different thing. I'm running pretty good here. I found the $5 bill on the sidewalk. way over here.
Well, that'll be your lucky, because the unlucky will be, unless Miss George's answers up here in the next hour or so. I think it is a BF, then, sorry. I got it. Now I understand, sir. So for court 8, we will issue a bond forfeiture on Miss George. On Miss Hernandez Devari.
Yes, sir. I don't know how the court wants to handle it. I'm actually going to start mediation.
Right.
Also do the trial, so I'll try to take precedent.
Okay. All right, no, I got that. The question that I have, and again, I'm asking the state, since this is not my court. I understand they're in Puerto Rico. But was the judge fully expecting them to be here for this trial, knowing that they were in Puerto Rico? Or is this one where, look, they're gonna have to fly in, we're gonna pick another date? I'm asking, I obviously don't know.
I can tell you my conversations with Judge Roman was that this case was old. He would have to be coming up to trial soon. She didn't say that she would not grant my motion, but she just made it very clear that there was a strong urging that he be present today, and I tried to get him to arrange this with you.
Okay, so it sounds like it's not one where the judge accepted the fact he wouldn't be here.
The police and support are, he had 8 days to make travel arrangements. I think he was on the 8th, maybe on the 11th. On the 8th, we're set for trial.
State,
So tomorrow, actually, and then we'll move it today.
so state, what are you telling me?
Judge Roman is very case by case basis, of
Right.
whether motions are granted. I was in the breakout room with Judge Roman, found out this defendant lives in Puerto Rico, so I honestly can't remember the conversation about this case. So I'm in agreement. I mean, if the defendant's not here, what are we?
Yeah, well, there are 2 things we can do. We can either bond forfeit them or give them a short reset, or, I mean, this isn't one where I'll hold the warrant while you find him because he's not here. He's not gonna be here.
No, that's correct.
How should, and again, I don't know how quick a reset court 8 would give if I were to continue it.
Your Honor, if I may,
Please.
given this situation with him being in Puerto Rico, I mean, there's only 2 logical ways which you'd be able to travel back to the United States. It's gonna be boat or plane. If we issue a warrant on him, he's gonna get arrested at the airport or at a port of embarkation. And so I would ask for a short reset on this. I don't think the state's resources, time, or money would be well served in trying to extradite defense's client from Puerto Rico on a misdemeanor case. It sounds like defense has contact with his client and.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will sign a continuance if you put it in front of me. If you both tell me you're gonna hit up court 8 and say a short, and we mean short reset. All right, does that work?
We'll sign on any motion.
So if you'll stick a motion in front of me, I'll sign it. Oh, okay. There you go. Is that so fast?
Yes, we usually have our trial docket on Tuesdays, so the 29th or 30th would work out.
Whatever day you want. So we can set it. Let me see if there's a date already here.
We can do the 30th.
30th of what?
August.
August 30th?
Yes.
Am I filling this out correctly?
We'll make it work.
August 30th, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will inform you.
All right, if the judge comes looking for me, I'm gonna come looking for you.
I understand your.
All right, thank you. Airborne.
Is that matter sufficiently settled, or did you need something further from the city?
No, I wish I could think of something, but I can't. So I guess we're done. Are we done for court 8 now? Okay.
Correct.
Do we need to use your own?
Run like the wind. Just to recap before you run off, Hernandez Navarre is reset till the 30th. Paul Boston was a dismissal, and Jamie Lynn is a bond forfeiture. Jamie Lynn George, I'm sorry, is a bond forfeiture. Okay. Is that all you need? Okay, Airborne. Thank you. So we're back to court 2, and I'm sorry I was diverted. Can I help anyone? Any lawyers here ready? Anybody at all? I see several defendants. All right, as soon as we can get your lawyers, we'll take care of your cases as well. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm supposed to be coming to court. They told me to Zoom. They gave me a number. So I just want to make sure y'all know I ain't missed court.
Ma'am, tell me your full name because the printout underneath you is different.
Oh,
What's your name?
Lamika Rushing, sir.
I'm sorry?
Lamika Rushing.
Rushing?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
I'm supposed to
court-
be at court today or on the 16th. Today's the 16th. They gave me this number, the number to do Zoom with, 956-26.
What court do you think you're signing in for? This is court 2.
That's court. I'm supposed to be in county court too.
Okay. Give me your first name again.
Lamika, Lamikah.
All right. Let me see if I can look that up because I don't see that name on
Or
my
maybe they
docket.
rescheduled. Man, lawyer, I forgot his name on it. Met him once.
Okay. I tell you what, give me a few minutes to look it up and I'll talk to you when I figure it out. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm sorry.
I can go to breakout.
Okay. Okay. All right, ma'am, Ms. Rushing, we're gonna put you to another room, a breakout room, and they'll
Yes,
be able
sir.
to ask you a few more questions and then help figure out what's going on. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, goodbye, Judge. It was nice meeting you.
Yes, ma'am.
We tried.
Yep. I would like to have done the jury trial.
Where are you from?
I'm from Austin. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, very trying to make it in one trip.
We have all 4 defendants here, but I haven't seen their lawyers yet.
So for Michael Young,
Right.
Mr. Brian O'Donnell is the public defender on the case. He is with County Court 5 as of right now. and
Okay.
Is running a little late.
No problem.
I'm still tracking down Mr. Cox.
Okay.
With Benchola.
Okay. And Mr. Roundtree has 2 clients.
Yes, and he's also running late this morning.
If we heard from Mr. Paris, because his client hasn't answered up yet, and I don't see him on the screen right now.
I have not. Let me go ahead and get the.
Okay. Robert Merchant here. Robert Merchant. Do you know? I'm not sure. I'll check in just a moment. Okay. This is.
It's right.
Ms. Bright, Mr. Conchola, Ms. Herrera, Ms. Rivas, we haven't forgot you. We're still waiting on your attorneys. As soon as they get here, we'll take care of your case. Yes, ma'am. Just waiting on lawyers. Can I help you, ma'am?
Yes, I just have a motion for discussion.
Is this one that's on the docket today? Okay. Sure. Thank you. Mrs. State already seen this? Okay. Mr. Hernandez, Victor Hernandez, can you pop up? I just see him on the screen here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I have a motion for discovery being handed me. I just want to make sure these are things you agree to.
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. I need to consult with the other attorney, Ling Han. I'm still new here, so I'm not sure if I got a copy of that motion.
Yes, Judge, what's the cause number?
This is, okay, it's 658-387, Mr. Kroll. Have they already seen this? Okay. Knock yourself out. Yeah, sure. Oh, no problem. I'm not sure where the mic is on the table that hooks up. You can speak up here, they'll hear it.
We can give you a hand when lady can hear you.
Okay, Ling, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I don't know who's all on the Zoom or if we need to go to a breakout room or something. Sorry, I just in the middle of your docket.
I'm happy to go into a breakout room if you'd like. I'll probably see if Mr. Hernandez wants to join me just so he can kind of.
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay, I'll meet you in there.
All right, sir.
We can sit you in the back room if that's okay.
Yeah. You want me to go back? Okay.
Lee, we're putting her in CC2 back room.
Okay.
That will be
thank
the
you.
invitation. I can put her with you.
I think I already did it. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. Sure.
I like this power.
They submitted the certificates of completion for a condition of dismissal. For your review.
Okay,
And that is Christine Rivas.
which one?
Number 7. Christine
Okay.
Rivas.
So you think they're gonna shoot me a dismissal here pretty quick?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Cox, remember 3, the attorney on the matter is with a felony court as of right
Okay,
now. We'll log in as soon as.
all right.
And the paperwork should be in your email.
I'm not sure how to get that. Okay. That's gonna be, it's a plea. All right. Okay, so now you need my signature, ma'am? All right. I just want to make sure everyone was in agreement before I signed it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge, the state doesn't object.
Thank you, ma'am. No problem.
Yes, you can. Mr. Roundtree just called.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Roundtree.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Let me
Apologize for
just check.
keeping you waiting.
No, it's all right. I know you're busy. Do we have the paperwork for those two, please?
We don't judge. So on one case, on the Rivas case, that is going to be a dismissal. I believe Ms. Hahn has submitted the dismissal on it.
Is that the one I just saw? I have the Rivas. She completed this.
That's right, Judge. It was a conditional dismissal. If she would do certain
Right.
things, they would dismiss the case.
So Ms. Hahn will be giving me a dismissal in the near future.
Yes.
Okay.
It may have been, I thought I saw it in the email, but I could be wrong. But yes.
And when I was handed, I don't think I saw a dismissal. It's a sign.
Okay.
Let me look again real fast. No, I just show that she's done everything, but not a dismissal per se.
Okay. I've got one, Judge, in my email, and it looks like it's right now, it went to you, it says, that your email, but it may be that. you haven't
That's
seen it.
probably done in the back office, the dismissal itself.
That's
It
fine.
shows it went to me.
Is there with your
Yes, sir.
email?
Yeah, okay, we'll get it. And I'll sign it.
And then Judge, on the other case, if I may address that, Ms. Herrera's case. So Ms. Herrera is on bond for this DWI. And then she was arrested for DWI with a child in a car. That case was only recently indicted. We had a first setting on it about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. And at that time, I'm trying to resolve it where Ms. Herrera doesn't come away from this with the felony. At that time, the prosecutor and I discussed referring her to DWI court in this misdemeanor, which we did do that. However, I was unaware that she's not eligible to go into that program because she has a pending felony. So it's kind of thwarting our purposes. The prosecutor, I think we're going to be able to wrap it all up with some kind of an agreement.
Okay.
I just haven't been able to resolve it yet, Judge.
Okay, let me ask. Well, is the prosecutor back online now? Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hahn. So what do you want to do here? Mr. Roundtree makes sense, but I'm asking since this is not my courtroom.
Sure. And I would say this in Ms. Hahn's behalf as well. She's not the felony prosecutor, so that's really who I've been talking to, which is Travis Banks.
Yes, are we just trying to get,
I'm just trying to get a reset. So,
I am not opposed to it, especially if that's what felony wants to do. I sort of feel like that's above my pay grade. If they want something, then
Okay,
I will try and make it happen for them.
can we make a short reset on that while they try to work it out?
We can.
Okay, what kind of date do I want to tell these folks?
Would 2 weeks be enough? for everything?
2 weeks work for you to work it out?
that would be enough.
Yes, for Mr. Roundtree. So about
Yes.
Would August 30th?
August 30?
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
I've only got one computer screen here and I'm using it for everything. Let's see. Well, I have a trial and a plea, a trial in the 144th and a plea in Comal. Could we go to August 31st?
Or
We don't have a docket on Wednesday.
Okay. About Monday, the 5th. That's a holiday, I guess, probably.
Would the second work for you? September 2nd?
I'm in Medina County that day. How about the 8th, Thursday?
That works.
Okay.
9/8. All right, we'll do that. So I'm waiting. I'll get the plea paperwork here, hopefully in a little bit on Rivas, and Herrera will reset.
Yeah, and Rivas is a dismissal judge, so you'll
Right.
get that paperwork.
I haven't actually touched the papers, but if they've been sent, we'll get them and I'll sign them.
Okay, may we be excused?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hahn.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Ms. Hahn,
you.
let me ask you on another defendant, merchant number 5 on my docket. Neither he nor his lawyer has responded, and it's, minutes to 10. Is that just going to be, is that a BF, or is there something going on that I'm not aware of?
I'm not certain what is going on with that either. Let me just see if I can pull up some information about it.
Okay, all right. And then on the others, we're still waiting on the lawyers. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I'm waiting on the dismissal to be submitted so I can print it out for you.
Okay. No problem, no problem.
Judge, it looks like on merchant, that the defense attorney was here August 5th, and typically what judge will do then is have them set to give them time to get their clients into court. So it looks like this is kind of the date for that.
This is the final straw on the bond forfeiture today?
That is what it seems to be, yes.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. We'll do that. Mr.
I'll let them
Hernandez,
strike about that, Marina.
okay. Mr. Hernandez, are you a new prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm new. I'm just trying to learn how it all works.
Tell Ms. Hahn you don't want to do Zoom anymore. You want to come try a jury trial. It's the only way you learn.
Oh, Mr. Hernandez is not a new prosecutor. He's just new to Bear
He-
County.
I was gonna say, you don't look like a brand new prosecutor, but with that mask on, it's hard, you can never tell. All right.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll figure it out.
I became a prosecutor late in life too, so.
I feel like it's almost better to be a prosecutor with some, some life experience under your belt.
Yes, I had been in the Army before law school, and I was 35 when I became a brand new prosecutor.
See, and I bet when you went into giving offers and conferring, it was with this breadth of experience behind you that someone fresh out of law school probably didn't have.
Right,
Says the person
right.
who came into the prosecutor's office also late in life.
It's easier to understand the life experiences of both the defendant and the victim. And I think easier to make the jury understand when you get to try cases.
It was 35 also, or maybe 36 when I started as a prosecutor. Yeah, it's been a while.
Have you guys heard anything from Counsel Young or Cox? Those seem to be the only two outstanding that we're waiting on. Ma'am, I think you had stepped out. I'm going to go ahead and do a bond forfeiture on Mr. Merchant. Apparently he was not here last time, so the judge reset it.
For today. for the new-
Yeah, and he's still not here. So if I can go ahead and do a bond forfeiture on Robert Merchant.
Okay, let me go ahead and bring you the file. She usually writes it down. on
Okay,
the docket,
sure.
so clerks need something in writing.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and write it.
Did that dismissal float by yet? Not yet.
Not yet. So she did write
Hmm?
to issue a warrant to remember that one for August 15th, but it has not been issued by the clerk.
So what do I need to do? Just put bond forfeiture on here?
Yes. And then all the clerks were entered and we'll have the warrant.
And I don't need to set an amount.
For bond forfeiture?
Right.
Well, she does usually remember that bond. You want to-
So if I just put bond forfeiture, is that sufficient?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. and then if you don't mind just signing or initialing,
Do what now?
signing or initialing, like right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Not a problem. No dismissal yet.
No dismissal.
Hmm. Sure.
Sure, it's, the notes that I have requested to either put double the bond or whatever bond you wanted to put on
My habit used to be to double the bond.
there. Okay, I can double it. Do you mind writing? it?
Sure. What do you want? I didn't know what the bond was.
It's 350.
350?
Yes, I'm sorry, 3. Girl, I don't even know.
Thank you, ma'am.
Leslie called back and said if you could give her a call. about
Okay.
Westwood Road.
Oh, okay.
Officer Self said she's not sure. She thought it was an impact court, but I couldn't give anybody to answer down there, so. She said that they don't always have a clerk in impact. He's supposed to pick up one of the judges. Like, he's supposed to pick it up. It's either an impact court or it's in City Hall.
I don't think I can turn off the mic here, so I'm gonna step away.
Hello, this is Victor Hernandez. I'm the new prosecutor. I just want to call you back about.
Where is the impact court? In the basement.
It's in the basement.
There's a robe down there from a judge who sat here and went home and left his robe. And he lives near me. He said we could figure out a way. I mean, I would leave the bench here, but I don't know how long it would take me to run down there and back. Would you please check? It's Judge Wisser's robe. It'll be a really short robe. I think it's got, and I forgot, he told me it had a letter on it, but anyway, it's John Wisser.
Impact court, okay. I think it's the court towards the end of the basement hallway. By the jury room? Yeah.
Yeah, she said it was you get off the elevator and go, I can't remember left. Now I'm gonna be wrong.
No, not by the jury room. So you'll go in the basement by Criminal Center Valley, and it should be on this end of the hall. Okay, passing the woman's restroom. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Do you live in Austin? Were
Good.
you
I'm
born
sorry.
there?
No, I'm an Army brat. I've lived everywhere. But I got out of the Army and went to law school in Austin. I actually went to high school here in San Antonio. Theodore Roosevelt. I went there the very first year it was open. That's how old I am. My sophomore year. The first year I was on the Army base. Then I transferred to Roosevelt when my father went overseas. So my whole high school life, I was here in town.
So you're second generation Army or
Yeah.
what branch were you in? Army?
Army. Yeah, my father was in the Army. When I graduated from high school a long time ago, 1969. Joining the Army was the thing to do. Vietnam was going on, et cetera, et cetera.
Did you serve only one term or you?
And I was there for, gosh, they sent me to West Point. So if you count that, I was in the Army about 11 years, 7 years. Active, I guess you'd say, 4 years in college. One of the Army's many mistakes. Sending me to West Point.
Why? Isn't Westport like a really good?
It was over here, Theodore Roosevelt, and back then, there was nothing there, but empty fields all around it. There was one little ice house across the street. And it was a housing area behind the school called Camelot. All the streets had names like Merlin, King Arthur. Anyway, it was empty. Now it's old malls. In fact, there's been a mall open and closed there since then, as I recall. It's like, yeah, it's all built up. There used to be nothing out that direction. Was it Windcrest is the city town that was out that way? There was nothing else around, just fields.
So you were there in June 35, you said, right?
Well, I was in the Army, then I got out of the Army and went to law school, went to MBA school, some more college, and then became a prosecutor in '86.
What made you go to prosecutor?
I went civil, I was a civil attorney in one of the big firms downtown Austin for not quite 2 years, and I really didn't like it. Criminal law moves much faster. And back then, you try a lot more cases. The day after I was hired, I was in trial. The 2 years I was a civil lawyer, I got to watch my partner try one case. That's it.
So you get more trial.
Oh, yes. I don't know if it's different now with COVID, but back then I was in trial every single week, jury or bench trial. All right, Mr. Cox is here. Mr. Cox, can I help you, sir? Mr. Cox, can you hear me, sir?
I'm sorry, Judge. I forgot. I had it on mute.
No problem.
Okay, I have a Emiliano. He should be here. I think I see him on this.
Yes, Mr. Conchola's been here with me
Okay.
all morning.
Morning. All right, Judge. We're set for a plea,
Yes, sir.
and I just got to make sure is the I don't remember whether the paperwork was tendered to me yet on that plea, but if it.
Mr. Cox, I think that it was sent out to you already and I think it's gone through. Let me check. Yes, you actually already signed it also.
Okay, all right. So
I
we
have the
already.
actual papers here in front of me.
Okay, Judge, I'm sorry, I just couldn't, I've been working this morning, I'm going down my list, so excuse me if I'm a little disheveled right now, but I see where I am now, so we should be good to go on this one.
Okay. Is this a plea to blocking a passageway?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, deferred.
That's correct, Judge.
Can you tell me the conditions, please?
The state offer was a 12-month per adjudication obstruction, $250 fine plus car costs, driving while intoxicated, a TAP evaluation, a dip plus I show 14 hours community service, and I think there's an objection to a non-disclosure.
And I think it's actually 24 hours of community service.
Okay.
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 And is this not to apply for a non-disclosure? Was that a condition? I've not heard that before, but is that what you're saying?
Yes, it is typically something that our office does for
Okay,
obstructions. However, I don't see that I've marked that off.
Well, maybe I misspoke, Judge. Maybe
yeah,
I
well,
misspoke.
Ms. Han, tell me what to do when I get there. All right, Mr. Conchola, you're there? You can hear me, sir?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I know you've been patiently waiting for me today. Your lawyer watching us, make sure I do this right. You know that you were charged with driving while intoxicated. However,
Yes,
your
sir.
lawyer, let me back up. This is 672-429 State versus Mr. Conchola, charged with driving while intoxicated. We're on the record. And sir, your lawyer has convinced the state to go forward rather than a DWI, instead on a blocking of passageway. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get caught up here on the paperwork as I go through this. All right, sir, so how do you plead to the offense of blocking a passageway?
Guilty.
Sir, I accept your plea of guilty. I'm not going to, however, find you guilty at this time. Instead, I'm going to place you on deferred adjudication. I know your lawyers explained that, but let me just say that being on deferred from where you stand feels just like being on probation. You'll have every condition a probationer has. And so it'll be like being on probation, but the difference is the outcome. If you're successful in all these conditions, I won't find you guilty at the end of the period. The flip side of that coin, however, is if over the next 12 months, you violate the law or violate the conditions of this deferred adjudication, you could be revoked or adjudicated and sentenced up to the full sentence for the blocking a passageway. All right, sir? That's
Yes,
the
sir.
trade-off. Okay. Then this will be for 12 months. There will be a $250 fine along with the cost of court. You must do the driving while intoxicated education classes, and that would include the tape evaluation. You must do 24 hours of community service restitution. And you must maintain the interlock device on your vehicle for a minimum of 6 months. Sir, do you have any questions about any of the things I've just gone over with you today?
Yes, sir. I just have a question about one thing.
Yes, sir.
The interlock, obviously, the condition, but I no longer have a vehicle.
My guess is then the state is going to make you sign an affidavit swearing that you do not have a vehicle. And if you do purchase or have a vehicle, I'm sorry, I was signing something here. You'll be required to get an interlock. How do you normally handle that, Ms. Han?
So if Mr. Conchola gives us an affidavit of non-driving, then we will ask for the portable alcohol monitor for half the term instead of the ignition interlock. And Judge, I do have a correction also, I'm sorry. I looked in my notes and it's not 24 hours of community service, it's 12. And we're not opposed to Mr. Conchola getting a non-disclosure, and that's it.
All right, sir. I'm going to reduce the CSR by half, 12 hours. And I'm sorry, did I cut you off? Anything else?
That's it, Judge, thank you.
And I know your lawyer's gone over that with you, but you have the right to apply for a non-disclosure if you satisfy the deferred adjudication. And am I missing anything else? I think that's it. Probation is, I'm sorry, Mr. Cox, what?
I'm sorry, I was just about to say, I think that's it, Judge.
Okay, no sweat. Mr. Conchola, I think probation wants to talk to you before you sign off. Probation, are you there? Ms. Jennings?
Yes, you
All
are.
right. If you will take Mr. Conchola off into a break room and tell him what you need to tell him. I think we're done on the plea. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Judge. Sorry for being late, but I had. to
Not
go
a
to-
problem. I know you're busy.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
as an aside, Ms. Han, yeah, that dismissal on Rivas floated by and I've signed it. Okay. Finally, we got it. So we're waiting on Mr. Young for 2 cases on Brittany Bright.
Yes, on Mr. Brian McDonald.
I'm sorry?
Brian McDonald from the Public Defense Office.
Oh, okay, he's sending somebody else over, okay. Thank you for the rope, man. See, there wasn't much material. He's on. Looking to make sure I signed everywhere. I believe I have. There you go, ma'am. Thank you.
For merchant, yes. He's the one that you did the.
Yeah.
Okay, back again. So judges.
You run like the wind, sir. Yes, ma'am. Certainly.
I forgot to get the
Oh, you want me to? Okay. You agreed to all of these? Okay. Does that do it then?
Excuse me, Your Honor, may I be
Yes, sir.
excused now, please?
If probation's done and it looks like your lawyer's gone, yes, sir. I would
Okay,
call
thank you
my
very
lawyer
much.
just to make sure, but yeah, thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. You have a good day.
No problem. You too, sir. I was hoping that was the lawyer for Miss Bright.
He did say that he is more than likely gonna ask for a reset on the pre-trial diversion, since the programs are taking a while to give them the contracts and
Okay.
finalize them. And she's been agreeing to those, but she just hasn't come and told her that they need a reset.
If I give them a reset for that, when would it be to?
It would be, I'd probably give him 3 to 4 weeks,
Okay,
so either September, I would say either September 9th or the 16th. Since they are a little back,
okay.
there's a backlog on that right now.
All right. Ms. Hahn, I understand they're sending another lawyer over for Miss Bright. However, they let slip that they're going to be asking for a continuance because they can't get her into the diversion program. Is that something you guys normally deal with?
Usually we just give a recommendation or approval for them to apply. And then it's
Okay.
really kind of up to them to do the rest of it.
Okay, so you guys have recommended diversion for this?
Let me just make sure that we are not the ones holding up Ms. Bright.
Okay.
If that is the case, then obviously that needs to be rectified.
There was an application for pre-trial diversion received on July 5th.
July 5th? Wow, it's been a while. July 5th is when the application was received.
Yes, it looks like she did get the approval. And she did apply, the fee was received. So it might just be sitting with PTD. And last I heard, they have been a little bit backed up.
That's what
The
I'm hearing
state's,
here.
yeah, the state's not opposed to a reset to give, it doesn't look like there's anything that Ms. Bright has not done. She's,
Okay, so yeah, it looks like from what I'm hearing, she's been accepted, so it's just a matter of getting her in. So if that lawyer shows up asking for a reset, that's something that we normally do, and you don't oppose?
I'm not opposed. This is not anything that Ms. Bright has done wrong that I can see, so. Not trying to penalize her for.
Right. So is it possible for us to get that? I mean, we could take care of that lawyer in 30 seconds, and if we could get him.
And I know he's in 5 right now.
Oh, okay,
He's been there all
okay.
morning. But he does not show up.
He's probably drinking coffee in the hallway,
Let me go ahead and see if I can get.
because if that's all we're gonna do, he could be in and out of here in a few
Mhm.
minutes. And Ms. Hahn can go home. So there are no jury trials then going, oh, I didn't see you're on the
No.
phone. I'm sorry, go
Not
ahead.
today.
Okay.
Is Mr. Donovan report? Mr. Donovan? Okay, thank you.
Telling you, he's in the hallway drinking coffee.
You called it.
One time I was in my office looking out a window. I was on the 4th floor and I saw a lawyer running across the parking lot trying to put his coat on. About 2 minutes later, he's in front of me telling me he wasn't in court because he was in another courtroom and had just been released.
Oh. Hi, this is Maria. County Court Chief. Okay. Yeah, but right now he's the only one on the docket left, and it's probably gonna take like 30 seconds. Because everybody can. Yeah, we can time it if you want to. Yeah, we have a resume to check things. Yeah. That's on just like 30 seconds for sure. Okay, I sent the Zoom information to you guys. Thank you. He's been informed.
Okay. So there's no jury trial in here
No.
or in 8.
They all, well, 8's all got.
Yeah. A bond forfeited 1, continued 1, and dismissed 1. Like that. Would you mind calling 8 to see if they need me this afternoon? I would hate to drive away and then have somebody say, where the hell did that little fat judge go?
Hi, Terry, this is Marina. Is Denise there? Thank you. Thank you. Hello, this is Marina. We're just Judge just asked me if we can. Okay, so then we're good to go. Okay, thank you. Nope, they said they're good to go. The plea was released.
Okay. And you guys don't need anything this afternoon?
No, we have performance review hearings, but judges will go to those.
Oh, I'll bet. I used to try to do those.
How did that go?
I liked it, but my docket got so big. So I did all the domestic violence cases and my docket got so big so fast. I just ran out of time. I couldn't, but I think they're a good idea. I really do. It just, I'm assuming it's the same thing I'm thinking of, but
Did you supersede it in Travis County or?
yeah, I did, my 8 to 5 job was the domestic violence court. And then at night I did the veterans court. I met your veterans court judge. I can't think of his name. And I also did a docket over the lunch hour for prostitution trafficking.
So you would do 3 dockets every day?
No,
Oh.
Veterans docket was every other Thursday night after hours. And then the prostitution docket was the opposite week, every other week over lunch hour. There were never very many people on it. It was, some men, but it was mostly young women that got arrested for prostitution, but they obviously had some real problems that got them there. So we would make them do counseling or various other support activities in exchange for getting the case dismissed. Kind of like you do for vets court.
So in Travis County, they also have specialty courts?
Not as, apparently you guys have a lot more than we do, just looking at all these different dockets. We have the Veterans Court, which another vet does now. And the Domestic Violence Court was really the only specialty court, the 8 to 5 job. So
Was that one as big as the one here?
I don't know, you guys have 2 courts, right?
We have 8 just family assault and and 13.
I came down here and watched your family violence court when we opened ours to try to get ideas. I want to say it was a Judge White. I'm dredging that up from memory.
We have Judge, and 13 right now, we have Judge Petey Gonzalez. And then in 8, we have Judge Roman.
I actually said somebody the other day said they really liked Ramon, somebody who's big in domestic violence circles. I mentioned I was going to be down here, and I remember I got a text saying that Judge Ramon she was a big fan of his. So she's big in family violence. We must do a good job at it.
They one of their dockets, they run 2 dockets simultaneously. One of them is just family violence.
Yeah, that's all we did, family violence. Assaults, protect. Every Friday was set aside to do protective orders. And then the criminal cases were Monday through Thursday. Sometimes it was overlap, but mostly 4 days criminal, 1 day protective order every week.
So you did most of your career in Austin, because you went to law school.
And my wife,
Civil
and my wife wanted to stay there.
Okay. Is she also an attorney, or she's?
No, she's an advocate for homeless people.
In Austin, that's big, yeah. That's good. Does she work for a nonprofit, or is it?
Yeah, pretty much. She worked for the state for a while, but yeah. Ms. Hahn, you don't have the defense lawyer scared enough that this guy's taking this long to come to court.
I mean, it's possible, but they might just scare easily.
Maybe that's it. You're right. Maybe that's, see, I was looking at it the wrong way. I was figuring he wasn't afraid of you and he'd come when he wanted to. Ma'am, do you know where Lisa Bochnak's office is?
I have no idea. I've only talked to her on the phone or. But I forget that.
I just wanted to stop and say hello on the way out. She's been so nice to me here recently. How long has your judge been on the bench?
This is her second term. It's in December.
Was she a defense lawyer or prosecutor?
She was a defense. Did you ever do defense law or just prosecuting?
No, I was a civil lawyer there for not quite 2 years. A prosecutor, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, I thought I heard somebody coming through the door. I thought it was him.
He usually comes in person, but they said that he was in.
We don't care how he comes, as long as he'll come.
There's a free trial. Still
There he is.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. O'Donnell. How are you?
Doing okay.
So how can we help you, sir?
Yeah, Approach, I'm here for Brittany Bright, case number
Yes, sir.
654-115 and 16. Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
these cases were awaiting eligibility determination for the pretrial diversion program. I would ask if we could have, I would think maybe a 60-day reset.
Well, I don't know about 60 days, but I'm told that we can reset it out to the 16th.
Oh, that would be just fine, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
No problem. See, everybody was already ahead of you. We knew. All right, sir, we'll reset both of Ms. Bright's cases until September the 16th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. May I be excused
Thank
along
you,
with my
sir.
client?
Yes, sir.
I
Run like the
apologize
wind,
for
sir.
being late, Your Honor. I was in 2 other courts and this is a
No problem.
arrived. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. San, is that it?
I'm not sure. I leave those sorts of determinations up to Marina. She's much more capable than I am.
Yes, that was the last one that we had.
All right, we're done. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Ms. Bright, you heard your lawyer, right, ma'am? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have talked over your head. So we
Sorry.
reset your case? Yeah.
Yes.
We reset your case till September 16. Call your lawyer, talk to him about what's going on, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Jennings, you need anything from me?
No, Your Honor.
Airborne, thank you.
Thank you.
I guess that's it. Thank you all. We'll